All right, it's Kyle T. Mosley of HBCU Legends here with Kyle Anthony. What's going on, Kyle?
Yo, nothing much. I'm happy to be here per usual,
All
because
right, I
this is
see you
my
rocking the
show.
cowboy hat. Is it? Is it?
Hey man,
That's for NASCAR. Are you trying to get
yeah.
into your NASCAR groove or what?
Hey, don't let me don't mess up now, because I'm gonna start walking around here with like some wheat out of my mouth. Just
Okay,
I'm kidding.
all
I'm not
right.
gonna do that. It's not my style. But for real, nah, I just like the hat. I got this for Beyonce's Renaissance in 2020. What was that? 2023. Yeah. So I got that for that concert. That was the reasoning.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, welcome to another iSports program. We kind of give you what's going on with the black sports athletes out there that are participating in international sports such as F1 as well as soccer, but we also include NASCAR. And he promised us he was going to talk about cricket, but I don't know if he's going to do that yet.
I didn't have any promises like to my heart. I hold on. I said if I do some research on it, then I'll talk about it. I did not do the research on it, so I'm not going to give a bad report today. Now, if I see something saying that I did promise that, I will then have to go do the research, because I'll feel bad for all of my fans out there, because I know there's so many of y'all, so many. But for real, we're gonna dive in today. Let's start off with F1 today, actually.
Okay, what's going on with F1? I know the last race was with the Hungarian race.
Yeah, so last race was in Hungary. You got it right. You got it, and it was in the Hungarian.
Hungarian.
Yeah, I know it's a lot to say, but it was a strange race. If you watched it, and if you've been watching F1 this season, we saw a masterclass from McLaren and flying away from the squad, the rest of the cars on the grid. But what we also saw was McLaren being so fast and so competitive that they were competitive with each other. They almost had a little incident. I think that was on the penultimate lap.
Really?
Hey, Lando, Oscar, y'all need to chill before you end up like Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg did in Spain. And what was that, 2016? Sit down. Y'all need to figure it out. Zach Brown.
So what happened? They were just battling for jockeying for position, or what was happening?
Yeah, I mean, they're jockeying for position. They're really trying to fight for it, right? These are two of the best racers in the world right now, and they're in the best machine that you can possibly be in for Formula One. The issue becomes that they are so competitive. And Zach Brown, the CEO of McLaren Racing, he CEO for their IndyCar team as well. His mindset was, let them race. You can't. It's not going to last. It never works. It's been shown multiple times through F1. If you have two great drivers, you need to solidify who is your number one. It never works that way. You need to have a number one driver for a reason, because when the infighting happens, you need to know who's on top, so that we switch places with blah blah blah. He's in a better spot. My issue with this is that Oscar is in the lead of the Drivers' Championship, but he came second last race. Lando won. So that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks for Oscar if you're fighting for the championship and your team is like, let him fight.
So how close is Oscar over Norris?
I think Oscar has like a 30-point lead right now. Let me check. I want to make sure I
let's
give
bring
you guys
up what's going on with the F1.
Actually, it's not even 30. Oscar Piastri has a 9-point difference to Lando Norris this current season. 9-point difference.
9-point difference. Let's see here.
In the splits for a race, if you come first and second, is 25 points to 18 points. So with that in mind, if Oscar came in third next race, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Lando won, Lando's going to be first in the Drivers' Championship, and that's going to drop Oscar back to second. But as we can see with the rest of the grid, Max is the best of the rest right now.
So Verstappen is third, Russell is fourth, Leclerc,
Leclerc, he's from Monaco. Yeah.
Hamilton sixth.
And then you see Hamilton in sixth. That's really upsetting. And let me tell you why. Because all too often we see what Ferrari does to a man. And what Ferrari has done to Lewis Hamilton is, quite frankly, truly detrimental. That in the press conference, I believe that was after qualifying, he said, I just feel useless.
Why is it? Is it because the machine is not operating at a premium like the McLarens are, or even the Mercedes?
Here's the best way to put it. Let me put it to you like this. That's what my you know Grandma Mame, that's how she likes to talk. Let me put it to you like this. She would say it like this. She'd say, well, imagine you got a beautiful car, but instead of driving it properly, you got somebody in your ear telling you to do all the worst things, decision making, whatever, with your car. And then when you get back to the shop, they take your car apart and they're like, we're going to do this change and it's going to be better. You get back on track, all of a sudden you've got more drag than you did before. You're going slower. It's like your team's out to get you. They give you bad strategy. They give you just whatever they can. It feels like to not truly assist you. And now you are a 7-time world champion and you can't even, you're struggling to get into the third part of qualifying.
Yeah, that's really a concern for Hamilton because how long has it been now since he's won a race?
I can't even tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
it's been that long since Verstappen took over and beat him in that finals, right? I don't think Hamilton has won a race.
Well, because after that we had regulation changes. So Mercedes were on the back foot after regulation changes, but Red Bull was really on the front foot there. They took those regulation changes and they ran with it. And as we saw for those few seasons, and now we're at a point where Red Bull have lost some engineering minds over there with Adrian Newey. And McLaren, we don't know what black magic they've cooked up over at that factory. But whatever they did, it is working. But I'm feeling like Dokes in Dexter right now. I'm just like, I know y'all got something y'all shouldn't have under that hood, but I can't prove it yet. I just can't prove it. But when I do, I'm surprised. I'm not going to say the rest, but I will say surprise. And if you know the rest of that joke, you say it with me in your head.
I got you. It's a family show. So anyway, right now, how many more races do we have until the finals?
Let me think. Dutch, Italy. I think we end in Abu Dhabi. So I think we have about 10 or 12 races left. I don't know the exact number, but let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Let's
see.
Actually,
it's 10.
Okay, so the Netherlands is in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that's Max's home race. That's a tough track, really, really technical. And I'm worried that the Red Bull will not perform well. Because if it didn't perform well in Hungary, I'm worried how it's going to perform in the Netherlands.
And then they have Italy a few weeks after that. All right, man. So it's a tight schedule. Looks like it is coming down the stretch. Hamilton looks like unless he wins the next 2 or 3 races, he's pretty much out of it. But it looks like it's going to be a 3-way battle between Verstappen, Oscar, and Norris, right?
Yeah. And if you are a fan, and if you live in Texas, go ahead and go to your Costco's, because in some Costco's they're selling the 3-day passes for the race at COTA, Circuit of the Americas in Austin. They're selling those passes for a little bit cheaper than you might find it on the Formula One website or wherever else. But if you want to go, if you really want to go to your Costco. I don't have a Costco membership. I'm a Sam's Club guy for life. Hey, no hate to my Costco people, but I'm a Sam's Club brother. I know where my allegiances lie. they got the deals for me. But I'm just saying, if you really want to go, it's a great experience. So I think it's a 3-day package, and I think it's about $300. That's really good for Formula One pricing. I'm just saying, you could be spending that for a single ticket at an NFL game. So
yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, let's go on to what's happening with NASCAR, Kyle. Right now, these guys are in the playoff.
Yes, they are.
And what are you seeing out of everybody right now?
You know, the thing with the NASCAR is that it's really exciting every once in a while. And that's the worst thing to say about it, because it's an industry that should be doing a lot better than I think it is right now. I think they need to appeal to their younger demographic more. But the thing is, in NASCAR, if we're looking at it, when's our next race? Last race was on Sunday. But I don't know. I didn't watch that race. I did not.
So right now, I think it was Shane who won that race, right? It was at the Gold Bowling at Glen. So he was able to win that race. Right now, if you look at the power rankings from Racing America on our affiliate SI.com, they can have Chase Briscoe at number 1, William Byron number 2, Ryan Blaney 3, Bubba Wallace at number 4, Ryan Priest at number 5, Alex Bowman, Chris Bell, Danny Hamlin at number 8, and Chase Elliott number 9, and Chris Buescher at number 10. So if you look at those names, and surprisingly, we have Wallace up there in the power rankings at number 4. What are your thoughts there?
I mean, Wallace really showed himself in the Brickyard 400. That was the last thing we talked about on here. You know, he really showed his quality there, showed his intelligence, his ability to preserve his gas and his tires. You know, keep a clean race. I believe having him at number 4 is not even an understatement. I believe that's the best spot to put him if you want to put him in a comfortable position. If you want to make him uncomfortable, because if you think he reads the articles from the news outlets, I'd say put him at number 2. Let him get uncomfortable and let him be like, you know, I am that good, because he knows he is. He knows he's good. He knows he's a great racer. I'm just saying, number 4 is a good position on a power ranking list for him, because it allows him, you know, room to grow. If he's reading this article, gives him a better mindset. You feel me?
Okay. Too funny. All right. And if we look at the truck series, man, Rajah Caruth out of Winston-Salem State.
Yeah,
and he's also Martin's boyfriend, right?
You know, I'm hoping he'll be here.
Yeah, we should be here pretty soon if we can. At the Glen, he finished 20th in the race. So right now, the current standings, he is a little bit behind the 8 ball, but he still is a part of that playoff.
Well, you know, I got faith in the brother. You know, he's an educated young man. A little older than me, but, you know, he's educated. He knows what he's doing. I have faith in him that he will use his visual prowess whilst he's striving, you know, allow himself to accelerate past the competition in all facets. I'm just saying. I have faith in him. I have a lot of faith.
Okay.
You know what they say? You got to have faith the size of a mustard seed, Dad.
Okay. Yes, you do. All right. Talk to me about what's happening in soccer.
Oh my God! You know that's my favorite thing to do. You know, I was kind of itching. I was like, talk about that. Okay, all right, come on. All right, guys. So I'm gonna break it down for you. We just finished preseason friendlies, and I'm gonna start off with Chelsea. Holy cow! I am excited going into this next season. My Chelsea Blues are gonna try. We're gonna run this Premier League. I don't care. But this will be a really exciting Premier League season. If you don't know, the Premier
League.
So
what is the Premier League season?
Yeah. So the Premier League is in England. It's the top flight of football there, European football. Let me specify for all my American listeners. I didn't forget about us. We call it football too. But we got to be respectful to our people across the pond. So European football, known as soccer here, that's the top flight of it, the Premier League. So in England, that's where the best teams play. So in Spain, it's La Liga. In oh my God, why am I blanking? I can't believe this. In here in America, we have MLS. That's our top flight of football. So it's the most competitive. And then from there, they all play in a competition called the Champions League. And then there's the Conference League. And then there's the Europa League. The Europa League is above the Conference League in terms of quality. The thing is, there's so many competitions, so much to talk about. But let me just break it down. So the Premier League itself is going to be extremely competitive this year. And I say this because for the first time in a while, we've seen the teams that we consider our big six of teams actually do extremely well during the offseason, working in the transfer market. Liverpool.
And what is transfer? Is that like trading?
Yeah,
NFL trading players?
Yeah, so the same with the NFL, MLB, NBA trades players around. It's a little bit different in the in this facet. So this is something that we won't see often, but you'll see a player be purchased from another team rather than a straight up trade and transfer with another player.
Is this slavery? What's going on here?
You can. But here's the thing. So you can see a player be. So the players are all valued, right? If you're great, more than likely you're valued over $100 million. A team will pay over $100 million to get you there, plus whatever incentives you need. They don't care. And I want to keep you in mind that some of these guys make $750,000 weekly. Soccer is.
Are you talking about in pounds or are you talking about in real dollars?
If you want to equate it to dollars too, you can, but they live in Monaco, some of these guys. So I want you to take that mindset. The minimum you need to open a bank account in Monaco is around $4 million, everybody. So keep that in mind. Just to open an account in Monaco to request to live there, you got to be rolling. So these guys, even the guys who you think aren't even the best at their game, doesn't matter. They are getting that bread. I will give them that credit. And the Premier League is known, I will say that specifically, Premier League is a very expensive league. It gets a lot of watches, and a lot of the teams are just, they have a lot of aura and history around them. So teams like Liverpool, Man United.
That's like the elite of the elite teams over at the Premier League? Okay.
I was, well, not all of them. I would break it down to the big six. I would definitely say Chelsea, my Blues, Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, Tottenham. And honestly, I'm a little split right now because there are times when I want to put a team like Crystal Palace in my top six for this upcoming season because they're just performing really well. But the last team in there is actually Arsenal. And the thing is, Arsenal's bottled the league the past few years when they've had great chances to win it. So I have trepidation supporting them too hard going into the season, especially since they are crosstown rivals of a club that I care about, being Chelsea. Okay. But we got to move across and a bit south from England and go to Spain. And if we talk about La Liga with teams like Real Madrid and Barcelona, we've got real talks of competition there because that's what it is every year. They are the top two teams in that league. Real Sociedad will pop up every once in a while, and so will other teams in the league, but everybody knows the powerhouses in La Liga are. Everybody is aware that it's Madrid and Barcelona because every year we sign in to watch El Clasico. We want to watch these two teams duke it out.
Now, what is El Clasico?
El Clasico is the derby between Barcelona and Madrid. So there's real beef there. There's beef there, man, between the Coolers and the Madristas. There's real beef there. Let me tell you something. As a Messi fan, which inevitably makes me a Barcelona fan, whenever Madrid loses, I don't cry for them. I don't cry. I just sit there and y'all should have done better.
Okay.
Y'all should have done better losing to my Barca squad because they're fantastic.
Now, Kyle, you're supposed to be non-biased when it comes to this now.
Oh, I thought that was only for the American football. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I don't like any team in particular.
No, you good, man. Oh, now who is Mohamed Salah here?
Oh, Mohamed Salah. He's one of the best players in world football. Thing is, he's in his 30s. This usually when we see players start to digress. You know what I mean? Lose their class. In the last game that Liverpool played, they played against Crystal Palace for the Community Shield. It was an interesting watch. I don't think he had his best performance. A friend of mine, acquaintance, he's a Liverpool fan, and you should have seen his Instagram that day. He was pretty upset that Liverpool lost the Community Shield because, mind you, Liverpool just won the Premier League last year.
Okay.
And
now Liverpool is these guys, right? In red.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Right
scroll. Here. Wait, scroll. Yeah, that's Liverpool right there. Scroll down a little bit. To the coaches. All right, guy in the middle. That is Mikel Arteta. That's Arsenal's coach. Supposed to be one of the best coaches in the world at getting his team to a championship. They've won no trophies recently. Anyway, Pep Guardiola on the far right. He's got the beard. One of the best tacticians we've ever seen in the game. He's managed.
And he's over who? Manchester
City. Yeah, he's managed Barcelona. He's managed Bayern Munich, and now he's managing Man City. And a lot of people believe this will be his last stop before he retires, but I don't think so.
Now he's the guy that I met when he came to Houston, right? Yeah, he was the guy at the podium, if I'm correct.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't remember. I didn't remember that you had met him. I didn't remember that. I was geek out.
Yeah.
And then
that was a good introduction to the FIFA.
Yeah.
That they were having. Yeah.
I see it. That makes sense. I remember now. And then Arne Slot, he's Liverpool's coach. I want you.
And this is the guy to the far left.
Yeah. Keep in mind, the season he won a championship with Liverpool, that was his first season.
Really? Wow.
First full season, I believe. And then Enzo Maresca over at Chelsea, this was also his first full season in charge. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. Now, as for Manchester United, the team that you're seeing in front of you right now, who do we have here? Is this who I think it is?
Matthias.
Yeah.
Cunha.
Yeah. As for United, man, every year it's the same thing. They remind us of the Cowboys, a team that was great in the 90s and has not had any success recently. And when they do have a success recently, it is small. So small you can just be like, okay. But they're a little better than the Cowboys. They have won at least 2 trophies recently. While they were somewhat minor, they won something. Cowboys got to go to the playoffs.
All right, well, cool. So the Premier League, that's the top league in your opinion?
I believe it's the most competitive league in terms of that. I wouldn't say it's just a top league, but I'd say it's the most competitive with their top teams. Most of the other leagues, you can really chalk it up to the 2 best teams. Like same thing with the Bundesliga in Germany. I can really chalk that up to being just Dortmund and Bayern Munich's league to win or lose every season. Maybe add in a Leverkusen in an off chance, a Wolfsburg or Hoffenheim. If you're a European fan and you're hearing me right now, just know my ball knowledge goes crazy. Just know it goes crazy. I know you heard that Hoffenheim reference.
Okay. Just released by the SI staff, their predictions for the Premier League goes as follows. Let's see if you agree with this, Kyle. Do you see Liverpool number 1, Arsenal number 2, Manchester City, Chelsea, Aston Villa. Hold on. Tottenham, Newcastle,
should be
Manchester United, Brighton, and Nottingham Forest in the top 10. What are your thoughts? Now release the Kraken.
Okay. Liverpool being at 1 is undeniably not wrong. I would put Liverpool at 1 too. They're coming off a strong season. I feel like they're going to carry momentum well. Arsenal at 2 is low. I just think that's a crazy choice.
Why?
I would have put Chelsea or Man City at 2 over Arsenal because they're just so
Now, did they
inconsistent.
have any offseason transfers that helped bolster their roster?
No, they didn't. They weren't moving like Liverpool did, or Man City did, or Chelsea. I mean, Man City didn't even have to do a lot of big transfer work because they had a lot of injury woes last season. I'll give them that credit. They had a lot of injury woes, so they were a bit off in the way they were playing last season. Arsenal, on the other hand, they just were not performing, and I think they needed. Well, okay. Arsenal did get a striker that they've been meaning to get, Gyökeres. He's Swedish and he's really good. And his celebration goes a little like this. It's actually really cold. Like it's a fire celebration. So I'm excited to see that. As long as he doesn't score against Chelsea, I'll be okay with that. But I don't know. I can't put them at number 2. When did this come out?
Just came out an hour ago.
This just came out an hour ago. Okay. I don't know what the firepower Chelsea has, and they've shown a lot of defensive class against teams like PSG in the Club World Cup final. I can't comfortably say that Chelsea's going to finish 4th this season. I would say 2nd, and then I put Man City at 3rd.
This is just coming out.
Oh yeah,
this
yeah.
is the they're trying to predict what's going to happen. Of course, with injury transfers and all this other stuff that
this
goes
is a
on.
preliminary list. I'm not pressed. But Tottenham maybe should be one step
higher
above Aston Villa. I'll be honest.
Okay. Do you think Manchester United is right where this should be?
They finished 15th last year, and that was under a new coach for like the second half of the season. So I think with them being at 8, I think that's a fair spot for them. It allows them to, it doesn't put too much pressure on any fans' heads. They didn't have a great performance last year, so I think that's fair. With them still being, they're supposed to be one of the best teams in the world.
Okay, all right. Well, this is SI's predicted order. Maybe we can get Kyle to give us his next week, his predicted order of finish. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Kyle, before we get off, any upcoming matches or upcoming events that we need to focus on this weekend?
This weekend?
It's pretty quiet.
Well, sports world is always popping. But let me tell you what's going on for this weekend. Well, because I do want to make sure I have accurate dates for you guys, because I do know of the games that are supposed to be this weekend, because Premier League starts back this weekend. So most games are going to be split between Saturday and Sunday, if I recall. Yeah. Okay. So Liverpool starts off the season tomorrow, actually, at 2 p.m. Everything else is on Saturday. And then Chelsea will start off on Sunday. And then our last game to close out match day 1 will be on Monday. And that'll be between Leeds and Everton. So you have a full weekend of soccer. And guess what else you got? You got NFL preseason. So if once you finish your soccer game in the morning, guess what? You got preseason around noonish, running throughout the rest of the day. And then I believe MLS, I think we have some Leagues Cup games in the evening, but I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. Let me make sure. I don't know. No, those will be next Wednesday. So those are next week, during the week, regularly. But I'm just saying, if you're a sports fan for soccer and you also like American football, it's a great weekend for you to watch your teams figure out who's going to be on that 53-man roster and see how your new transfers are looking if you're a soccer fan. So as a Chelsea fan, I think our transfers are looking great. I'm excited. That's all I can tell you about that.
Okay. All right, boy. That is funny stuff. All right, Kyle, tell everybody how they can find you on the World Wide Web.
Well, if you want to find me on Instagram, you can locate me there at Kyle Anthony Mosley. And then if you want to find me on TikTok, you can find me there at Kyle A. Mosley. If you want to find me on the X Twitter, it's you know it, Dad, you know it.
It's Kyle Mosley KAM.
Kyle Mosley KAM. Yes, I had to adjust it. That was it. So yeah, you can find me on X or Twitter at Kyle Mosley KAM. But thank you all for being here today. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah. All right. I'm Kyle T. Mosley. Get ready for football. Next week, we got Southern University taking on North Carolina Central in the MEAC SWAC Challenge. And that will be the kickoff challenge. And it's going to be a great one coming from Atlanta. So football season, it's here, you guys. And let's get it rolling and let us get it cracking and let's run it back. All right, I'm Kyle T. Mosley, HBC Legends. You can follow us on all social media platforms as well as KTMOZE on all social media platforms as well. This is iSports. Hope you enjoyed it. Kyle, thank you, sir.
Hey, anytime, any place, just hit my line.
Okay, bye.